Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode Legendary Weapon Guide. Today we are going to be covering our first rocket launcher of this guide, and it's going to be the Cryophobia, the Legendary Cryophobia rocket launcher. So what is the Cryophobia? It is a legendary launcher manufactured by Maliwan, and the first question we always like to ask is, where do you get it from? Well, if you want to get the Cryophobia, head over to Pity's Fall, and this is part of the main storyline as well, so you'll definitely come across this guy. You don't need any side missions or anything like that active. You just follow the storyline in Pity's Fall, and eventually you will run into this guy called the Bosun. He is like this really weird giant ship thing that's floating around. He's got like 4 turrets that will heal his shield and things like that, so make sure you take them guys out first. But eventually you will get him to drop it if you farm him enough times, and yeah, this legendary rocket launcher will fall. So it's a really good launcher actually. I really do recommend you getting this one. But yeah, that is definitely it. So let's have a little overview of this then. So the red text on this weapon says, "No argument here. The weapon effects are, it is always in the cryo element. The projectiles will explode multiple times mid-flight before hitting the target. It only comes in one prefix, and that is the puissant cryophobia." Why can't they give these things normal names? Yeah, the puissant cryophobia, which is increased damage. That is it for the prefixes. So in the usage and description in the wiki, it says the Cryophobia is a powerful indirect fire rocket launcher, best utilised by aiming near the target at an angle parallel to the ground. Because of the projectile's unique behaviour, the Cryophobia excels in combat against exceptionally large enemies or against groups of enemies, and generally fares poorly against single targets. In the trivia it says the Cryophobia is the irrational fear of the cold or cold objects, and it also has a similar flight pattern to that of the Pyrophobia from Borderlands 2 and the Rhino from Borderlands 1, which is definitely true. This Cryophobia is certainly a lot like the Pyrophobia from Borderlands 2, which you get from Incinerator Clayton. So let's compare it to another launcher of the same kind of spec. And for that I've decided to choose the Mongol. Both have the same prefix, they are the damage prefix. So as you can see, the Cryophobia's damage is a lot higher, as well as the accuracy. The fire rate is slightly less, but not, you know, a massive amount. Reload speed again, not a massive amount less, and the mag size is only 1 less. They both have the, the Cryophobia has more of a cryo damage and more of a freeze chance as well. So yeah, basically, I think the Cryophobia for sure, looking at that, is definitely a lot better. Even though the Mongol has a little bit more reload speed, mag size and fire rate, the Cryophobia seems to trounce that one quite a lot really. So compared to its Vladov rival, this is pretty much the best in its class for a cryo rocket launcher for sure really. And there's tested a few other launchers against this, and I really do like the splash element of this, so it really does make it quite good actually. So there you go. I'm going to show you a bit of footage now of killing a few enemies with it, but like I said, for a level 70 rocket launcher, normally starts to get a bit difficult to use, especially against quite tough enemies at a higher level. I find that quite, you know, throughout the start of the game and even in true Vault Hunter mode, launchers are really quite powerful and easy to use, but once you start getting into Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, a lot of launchers do tend to struggle a lot, especially against bosses and things like that. But as you can see here, once we finally get a good shot on Drongo Bones, he gets absolutely wrecked by this. I know he's not the strongest enemy in the game, but as you can see, it pretty much one-shots everything apart from the ultimate badasses. And once I get a decent shot on them with a bit of showdown, it absolutely tears through them as well. So yeah, really happy with this launcher actually, and didn't think it was going to be this good at level 70, but it turns out that it actually is. So I do recommend definitely getting yourself one, and like I said in the trivia in the wiki where it compares it to the Pyrophobia, it is very similar to the Pyrophobia from Borderlands 2, and I always did like the Pyrophobia. And also from Borderlands 1, the Rhino, which I never thought of really until I read that trivia, so that's quite interesting really. But now I come to think of it, the Rhino is quite similar to this as well. But yeah, for a nice straight cut launcher, make sure you pick yourself up a Cryophobia. And I also slightly disagree in a way with what it said in the wiki, where it said that it generally fares poorly against single targets, because as you can see here, although it does really well against other targets, I do seem to be picking off the single targets pretty damn well as well. So there you go anyway guys, that is another Ultimate Vault Hunter Mode Legendary Weapon guide. Today we've covered our first launcher, the Cryophobia, which drops from the bosun in Pity's Fall. Thanks for watching everyone. Let me know what you think of this weapon in the comments, and it'd be interesting to see what everyone's thoughts and opinions are on this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Meat bicycle!